And add to it the fact that on the inside, your past is confusing, your present is confusing, your future is confusing. You have no idea if this relationship is going to work out. You have no idea if you're going to stick around this class. Everything is uncertain. And what does that mean? That from the moment you and I wake up to the time we go to sleep, we are under an avalanche of pressure. Some of you in this class, your ears are maybe far too sensitive. And what am I doing? I'm screaming. I'm shouting. Do I need to do that? No. But is it happening that way? Yeah. Can you do anything about it? No. Can I? Not when I get excited. So what happens when you go home? You say, oh my God, I have a headache. That idiot shouted for an hour and 15 minutes. What are you going to do with all this pressure that lives inside you? You need to text it to someone. You need to email it to someone. You need to talk it to someone. You need to go to the gym and use the punching bag. We are social animals because society puts pressure on us. And we need to release this pressure. And the very fact that you and I need to release pressure, we need people out there. We need things out there that will listen to us, receive us. How many of you in this class used the bathroom this morning to do a number 1 and a number 2, maybe combined? Why? You eat a lot of food, you need to dump it. On a daily basis, we have emotional things coming our way. We have intellectual things coming our way. Hopefully, none of us have become callous enough where you see a homeless human being and you say, oh, F it. Somewhere deep inside you says, why is it this way? That's pressure. And what do? Maybe you go home, you write poetry. Maybe you talk to your mom. Maybe you talk to your husband. Maybe you say, when I have my own kid, I will give him safety, protection. We are social animals because we need other people desperately. Aloneness is really, really, really good, but only if you are self-sufficient. If your fridge is full, you have no need for Costco. You have no need for Safeway. If you are a great cook, rarely do you go out to eat food. You are your own chef. Self-sufficiency means you have enough experience. You have the tools to process the experience where you sit, you create your own music. You don't listen to anybody else's music but your own. You create your own writing. You have a rich imagination. That's called self-sufficiency. Now, you may be married, you may have children, you may have lots of friends, but the truth is, inwardly, you are alone. So remember, food. After food, you need shelter. And when you have a home, remember, it's a house first. And you gotta try really, really hard to turn this house into a home. And it is tough. And sometimes, if it's not a home, it turns it into a house, and the house can become a prison. So it's not enough just to go somewhere and rent a place out. Because if you have a lot of broken things on the inside, it doesn't matter if someone gives you a mansion, you will turn it into a prison. Okay? Now, if you're able to turn a house into a home, you need love, you need care, you need compassion, you need intimacy. Up to the point of getting a house, you're dealing with Caesar. You're dealing with physical bread, something that protects your belly and protects your flesh. And once you have secured food and once you have secured shelter, there is a moment you look yourself in the mirror and you say, I do not live by bread alone. I have food, I have shelter, but I want to share them with someone. Now you're seeking intimacy. Now you've become a philosopher of sorts. With whom can I share the stuff that live inside me? Now, one of the things about shelter and love, and hopefully it comes first with having parents, is that parents, and about 90% of the parents out there are good. Yeah?
Classifies a good.
That's a really, 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 really bad question. It's a great question. You really want to know?
It seems like an overarching term that could be.
Yeah, I like to generalize. It's one of my great habits. All right. Let's pause for a moment and talk about parents, and then we'll continue. And this actually may be helpful to some of you. I'm going to tell you about my first wife and the first 4 kids I had with her. You ready? I was 18, you know, and one of my friends calls me and says, there's a party, you want to go? 18-year-olds, pathetic, confused, losers. They want attention, they want fun. I don't want to sit home by myself. I said, yeah, I'll go. So I went there and I was sitting, you know, and then this person comes in. I'm heterosexual. And man, she looked good. I mean, I wasn't Plato when I was 18 to sit back and examine what is beauty. I wasn't like a Sigmund Freud to say, where do pleasures come from? Is it my superego working or is it my id working? I'm 18. As I keep looking at her and I keep looking and looking and looking, man, it's like keeping looking at like tiramisu. You know, or imagining chicken tikka masala. You know, your mouth begins to water and you salivate like a dog. And so after looking at her direction, she goes like this. Like, yo, what up? What it do? And so, being the man that I am, I slowly walk to her and I say, hi. I try to sound sophisticated, you know. But no 18-year-old is sophisticated, really. It's all a pretend. So, and the moment I went to her, I had no choice but to be a great politician. Yeah, it smells good. I check myself in the mirror. Everything looks okay. I go to her. I say, what's your name? She says, whatever. My name is like Jack Key. Oh, Jackie, it's good to meet you. You know, it's too noisy here. You want to go somewhere quiet? Yeah. So we go to Pete's coffee shop. It's like midnight. but it's closed. And I say, well, you know, I make great cappuccino. Where? In your car? No, I live right there around the block. Okay. And we go to my place, and I say, oh, I forgot. My cappuccino machine, I left it at my parents' house. How about a cup of water? Okay. Sarah and I drink cup after cup of water from Costco. We begin to talk about useless, stupid things. But we both pretend that they're very profound. They have depth. What's the meaning of life? I asked her. I'm a Christian. Jesus loves me. Oh, great for you. And I say, yeah, I'm a new convert as well. I just became a Christian. Really? When? Just right now.
The minute you told me that,
So now you have two brand new Christians breaking bread together. It could be a Last Supper, but no. She's attracted to me, I'm attracted to her. And then it's like 3 in the morning, and she says, I'm really, really tired. I say, yeah, me too. I should go home now, she says. But I feel like her statement, I want to go home, it's not very serious. She said, well, I can drive you home on my bicycle. And it's a time where there is no Uber, you know. Cars haven't even been invented. And so, well, she says, do you mind if I just sleep over? I say, no, of course not. I'm a Christian. Whoever finds my door finds it open. And I wasn't talking about the front door, the door to the bedroom. And of course, being from the Middle East, I'm very hospitable. I say, listen, you sleep on my bed, and I sleep on the floor. She says, okay. And then I say, fine. As I put some blankets down, she said, well, this is not working out for me too well. I read her a verse from the Gospels. You know, if someone takes your shirt, give me underwear as well. I say, you know, this is my bed. I have a bad back. She says, well, we can share the same bed. Oh, great. I'll put a curtain right in the middle so that our bodies don't grind against one another. She says, oh, that's great. But she keeps tossing and turning, and I keep tossing and turning, and all of a sudden, magic happens. How long have I known her? Well, let's say a week. How long has she known me? A week. What do I know about her? Nothing. What does she know about me? Nothing. Am I very accomplished in life? No. Am I a loser? I'm 18. Of course I am. I have a lot of assumptions. Mostly it's true and false. Mostly false. Am I mature? No. I'm garbage. I have a lot of ideas untested by life. But I'm young, and I have dreams, and I think I'm invincible. Her and I have sex. There you go, good job. Makes you happy? I say, she knows what she ought to do. A few weeks pass by and she tells me, Amir. I say, yes, Jack E. I'm pregnant. What do you mean? I'm pregnant. What does that mean? I don't understand. You know, pregnant. I say, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Well, what are you going to do about it? I'm a Catholic. All life is sacred. I tried to tell her my life certainly isn't sacred, but she wouldn't budge. And I say to myself, I'm going to be a father. Oh, yes. She's going to be a mother. Is she frightened? Absolutely. Am I? Yes. But there is something about us, pathetic, worm-like human beings. We have all these stories about ourselves. I'm going to be the greatest father that this planet has ever seen. Do I have a job? No. Am I finished with school? No. But I have imagination. I'm going to be a great dad. And you know what's going to happen? Jack E. and me are going to have one common ground. She's a mom, I'm a dad, she's pregnant because of me, and she's going to have my child. For the next 5-6 months, everything about us is going to revolve around parenthood. We're going to go to Target, steal beds. We're going to go to Costco, steal diapers and formulas. We're going to go to Home Depot and steal buckets of paint. And we're going to come to our studio and paint it pink. Do I know anything about parenthood? No. I'm governed, fueled by images, imaginations, dreams, narratives, not ever tested. If you've seen the movie Remember the Titans, there is a scene where they win this very, very important game. And initially, of course, the movie is there's this huge friction between the whites and the blacks, the players. They become friends. And this white guy looks at his teammates who are African American and says to them, let's go to the bar and drink together, celebrate. And they say, you're black, we can't go there, they will harass us. No, come. They go. And the owner grabs a shotgun and says, if you guys don't leave, I will shoot all of you. And they leave. And when they go out, they say, we told you, man. But you see, the white guy had these narratives that because we are brothers on the football field, we can be brothers outside in the world as well. But that's not the way the world works. So this woman and I had these stories. She's going to be a mother, I'm going to be a father. Life is going to be great. We're never going to allow the poison of life enter into our home. How much do I know about parenthood? Nothing. How much does she know? Nothing. I'm fueled by imagination. Most of it stupid and childish. But I'm going to be a father nevertheless. The child comes out, oh, I am excited, man. I am so happy. And my wife looks at me and says, a 1-bedroom is not enough. 2-bedroom. I said, but 2-bedroom is about $3,000. I don't care. I want to protect my kid. And I don't want to live International 38th. I want to live somewhere decent. What do you mean somewhere decent? I don't want to be around drugs, alcohol, violence. I don't want to be around dirt and garbage. Take us somewhere good. Where am I going to get the money? Am I going to school? Yes. That means I have to let go of school and get 2 jobs, maybe 3 jobs. Do you know what happens to an 18-year-old when all of a sudden they can no longer go out with their friends, they can no longer have fun, they lose their agency? I am held hostage. Did I know all of this? No, I didn't know any of this. Did I know the demands of a married life? No. All I knew is that I have a penis that works, I'm attracted to someone, and we have a child. Never had I examined the pressures of life. Now I go to work, I come home, and I'm pissed. I'm upset. I want to be nice to my wife. I want to run to my kid and hold him, kiss him, embrace him. But I come home and I'm filled with poison. I'm angry. I came home to rest. My wife nags. My kid screams. They want food. They want to go out. I want to rest. What's going to happen? What's going to happen to that story I had in my head? Little by little, the world is going to steal, contaminate all those stories. Now, I realize, yes, I do have a wife. Yes, I do have a child, but I don't want to go home. Before going home, I stop at a bar, drink a couple of beers, and I categorize myself as a social drinker. And I stop by John's house just to get high a little, so I can just forget the pressures of life, so I can go home, be relatively okay. My wife says, "You smell funny. I don't want my kid to be exposed to that shit." I say, okay. And little by little, my voice goes up whenever I go home. I started all of this really, really well, but let me just say, I had a child not because I knew what it means to be a parent. I had a child because I knew how to have sex. I had sex because I was attracted. Did I know any of this? No. Did I know how they're going to play out? No. All I knew is I am attracted to someone and I want intimacy. It's not enough for you to be attracted. Ultimately, you want to touch it. Whether it's a cup of coffee, Zachary's pizza, or another human being. I had beautiful narratives. Those narratives came from the Garden of Eden. But you know what happens when things come down here? They get messed up. Immigrants, they come here for what? Because America provides for them an image they've had in their country for a long, long time. It's a place where dreams come true. But you lose so much as an immigrant when you come here. You lose the smell of your people, the smell of your land, your myths, your stories. Yes, all parents are good. All of them. But we become bad because it's just too much pressure. And we become bad because we don't really have the capacity to examine the stories that live inside our head. Are you ready for this class? No, you just signed up for 3 units. If I ask you, what are you going to study? I'm going to do business. Why? I'm going to make money. That's your vision. And just in case I examine those visions, you say, oh, you're invading my privacy. I feel hurt, offended. Really? Just drop the class then. So when you read in the Old Testament, the 5th commandment, thou shalt honor thy parents, there comes a point, it's like I used to detail cars because we had a car wash and her mom is going to go in a week or so. You know what happens when the sun and the rain and the snow keeps hitting the paint? It becomes oxidized. You may bring it to my shop. I'll use a fast speed or high speed buffer to bring the glaze out. But after 2-3 weeks, it'll just go back, becoming gray. That's how it is. So next time, if any of in this class have issues with your parents, look at them. And imagine them when they were 18, going to a coffee shop, running into someone they found themselves attracted to. Biologically, sex comes in. They have fun. And all of a sudden, someone gets pregnant. And the man happens to be decent enough to say, okay, I'll take care of you and I'll take care of the child, without really knowing what it takes to take care of anything. And then life gets in. Little by little, you lose yourself. Your wife pays you less attention. The kids cry all the time. And God forbid, if you live in a crummy place and your kid is like 5 or 6 and you want to send them to school, and then you say, well, I can't send them to public school, private school. And then every goddamn thing out there worries you. Everything. And then your daughter or your son come home, you know? They come home and they want to say, oh yes, I want to play video games. And you're pissed because you know a bit too much about technology, about porn, about what's out there. And then you scream. Your child doesn't know. But your screaming is enough to frighten the hell out of them. You want to care for them, you just don't know how. And then at a certain point, you know what happens? You just give up. No parent has infinite capacity. Eventually, you just give up. Society is just too much of a force. It's like a hurricane. It breaks everything. All parents start relatively decent. It just ends up bad. I'm upset now. Do you have any questions? We have 5 minutes. Right? We have 5 minutes, right? 10:45, right? Yeah. Luis?
You said 90% of parents are gonna
I don't really know.
parents, like, it's after a certain age, kind of like drop off with that kid. Not just one, but both. Typically, there's like ways that you can rent the neighborhoods, so you have to take care of it.
You know, forgive me, Louis. The problem with the 21st century is, especially in the Western American culture specifically, 5 out of 6 Americans are categorized as depressed. What are depressed people? Lonely people. Do people want to be lonely? No. What do lonely people do? They go out there to find a companion. What happens when you find a companion? Well, things happen. You know, one of them gets pregnant. They're both lonely and depressed and miserable, but they find one another. And they are nourished by hopes and dreams of pregnancy and parenthood. But depression is not going to go away. Loneliness is not going to go away. You know why? Because depression has a history. History. 9/11 happened. You guys know what 9/11 is, right? You know what lives above my head? History. That when I walk somewhere, when they look at me, they are reminded of 9/11. I am a potential terrorist in the eyes of some people. Depression has a history. And just because you get married, just because you have a kid, it doesn't mean that the history all of a sudden has been deleted. There was a philosopher not too long ago named Jean-Paul Sartre. He was one of the founders of existentialism. And we'll talk about, maybe, existentialism at some point in this class. Existentialism it's a group of people who want just one day get out and say, life has no meaning. Modernity has left us nothing. And we don't really know where to go. We can't go to the church. We can't go into society. We can't go to other people. Capitalism, modernity has rendered all of us hollow from within. You walk into a house, it has no sofas, no fridge, nothing. You sit on the floor and it's cold. Now when you talk to human beings, they have nothing to offer you. There are no stories. It's all trash. It's all gossip. It's all therapy. Jean-Paul Sartre had said that human beings are plagued by boredom. It's nothing new. All the religious heroes have told this to us before. Someone like the Buddha, someone like Jesus, someone like Muhammad. But Sartre gave that to us in a very poetic, creative way. Boredom is the reality of life. You can't escape it. You're creative, you will push boredom away. Boredom doesn't mind being evicted for a time. It just sits patiently. And all of a sudden, without any warning, it comes back, knocks on the door, you open it. You say, Louis, remember me? You try to distract yourself by sex, by video games, by classes, by a job, by money, by this and that. Here I am. Money is not the zenith of evil. It's boredom. We do things because we are bored. And boredom will always show its face. It's like gold. It's eternal. It can't be touched. Anyone else before we? Nothing? Yeah. If your name, please. Atlami, okay.
Just a general question for you. A few questions. I see the materials that we have on campus. Do we watch those, and then are those questions supposed to be based on those, and then combine, is it our lives?
It'll be good if you can have those questions revolve around the items on the posted items on Canvas. You must also know that all of my talks revolve around life. So I'm sure when you listen or watch some of the videos or audios, listen to them, you'll find something that is relevant to you in your life. Yeah. Anyone else? Before you leave, again, let me add, for those of you who came in late, if at any time I say anything that offends you in any way, raise your hand, ask it in a nice, civilized, educated manner, and we'll talk about it. Okay? Have a nice day, stay safe. Tell your parents I said hello.